Everything that comes from Unpopular Celebrities Podcast is all unofficial. None of the conversations or comments from us or guests represent DOD or the armed forces.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Yeah, it's one of those mechanical keyboards. And it was funny. I like the tactile feel of it. The clicking of the keys. It could probably be frustrating and annoying to some folks who are like within earshot. But it's just that sound, that clickety clackety sound. You get all your Christmas shopping done?
Yo, you know everybody can hear you right now.
Okay, so you say that I don't give two ducks.
Of course you know.
Yeah, you know everybody can hear you right. You know everybody can hear you right.
Double kill.
Your kiddos are how old now?
I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7,
Okay.
6,
So the expensive gifts for your 20-year-old, really.
3, 2, 1, go.
People,
money again.
because I just don't want to deal with the pressure of, well, I wanted this and you didn't get this. No, get your own gift.
What just happened?
Get your own gift.
Dang it.
But you know what? I remember, the joy of being a parent and celebrating. Like, I used to be that person that would wrap every individual gift. And I'll kid you not, I think when we got back to the States from Japan in 2016, and Taraji and J. Cole were like still both in diapers and pull-ups. I was like, child, bye. Let me go and get big boxes. And I used to just put all of it in a big box and then just put their name on that box. And when they open a box, it was all there. And then as I just looked at
Sorry.
and then you look around the day of Christmas.
You should stop playing this game.
God, dog it. Sorry.
Well, the game that they would play was with the boxes. So once I saw that they played with the boxes, I was like, you know what? Bet.
Hello, everyone. God, dog it.
Hello, everyone.
Pete, what is you over there?
Yo. So I had a great idea. When I was playing games, I'll just set up this hotkey so I can have cool little keys going when I'm like playing video games and stuff. But now it's transferring to every time I type something,
Yeah.
it does one of those keys, and I didn't anticipate this to happen. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. But we're better now. Let me make sure all my other stuff works. Hold on.
I know you're not going to say it, Jess. I know you won't say it, Jess. I'll just say it. That's got to be one of the lamest introductions I have ever heard for a podcast, I swear. That's just me.
I like it.
No,
Okay.
Yes, Pete.
Jess, since
Yes,
Philly's
sir.
been on here for a while, how are you doing? Because it's been a while.
It has been good, traveling as well as working. But I went to DC for Thanksgiving to spend time with my cousin before she welcomes her new one. So I'm excited about that.
Oh,
She's
okay.
a baby girl. So yeah.
Awesome. How was Thanksgiving?
You know what we did? It was just us. So we honestly made our grandmother's recipes and we were shocked because it's like, man, we get a taste of home while everybody was actually at home with our families. And then the kids, they have a tradition where they go with Tony to Louisiana with his family. So that was pretty good.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
How was the macaroni and cheese? Was it runny? Was it good?
Don't be like that. That macaroni, you know how they say, like, when you got that little jiggly on the back of your arm.
Right.
So my, grandma, I love you, but my grandma got that little jiggly on the back of her arm. So that macaroni and cheese be popping, okay?
Philly has some nasty macaroni and cheese. He talked about it on the show. He said he could eat it with a straw. I never
Ew.
had that.
Soup and cheese.
Don't act like you better not say nothing about the dining facility. So I don't know where you.
No, I did. I was
crazy.
I love the dining facility. Hey, those dudes that the dining facility at Luke, Kirtland, DM, they were good, man. Yeah. I'm talking about the potluck. You walk in that potluck and somebody say, "Hey, try this mac and cheese," and you pick up the bowls and you hear the swishing sound, and you dip your fork in there and you can kind of stir it up like soup. You can eat it with a straw. That's soup and cheese. That's not mac and cheese.
Well, ever since Cardi B hinted at what it sounds like with mac and cheese, I just can't look at mac and cheese the same way.
That's great. I never heard that one before.
Pete will send it to you offline, but Cardi B, a rap song, WAP, I think it is.
Oh, I heard that. Are you a Glorilla fan?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've come to have a liking to Glorilla. She's coming out here in concert. I think it's in January or February or something like that. But a lot of people from the job, a lot of old heads was talking about. But I don't know about going to see her in concert because I don't want to be surrounded by a bunch of young heads like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Me and Mimi went, like, that was one of my retirement gifts in May. Her and Megan Thee Stallion was in concert together, and the young lady is amazing. I will say that. Like, I love it. I'm bumping the record and Megan Thee Stallion's new record.
Yeah, I like. You know what? If you didn't hear Megan Thee Stallion, she came on Shannon Sharp's podcast. She was really, really, really business mindset.
Oh, absolutely.
Did not know. She has like 4 or 5 brands that she started. I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
But, it's pretty unique to hear, good stories like that. People using their rap career to better businesses and stuff like that. That's really cool. But I think she's from Houston. Is she from Houston?
Her mom was her manager as well before her mom passed away. But
Megan?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Houston.
Yeah, she started like a boutique business or something like that, where she was trying to give like high-end stuff for low money. So that was pretty cool. Trying to let people feel better about their clothes and about their hair or something like that. But it was really cool. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Philly, what's up with you? You ready for today or what?
What, the Eagles and Panthers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't worried. It's the Panthers. We ain't worried. We're like the number one team in the NFC. That's all that matters.
I mean,
that's fine.
Really well, but Hurts gonna hurt him.
That's right. Hurts. That's right. Yes, Hurts gonna hurt him. He gonna hurt him. He gonna hurt us. I hope not. Now, I had a good time last week visiting Luke. Shout out to Luke and DM last week, especially Luke. Man, they did me well. Good visit. Had a great time chopping up with the folks over there. World-class organization, man. I sure do miss Arizona.
Such a company,
everything
man.
else is good.
Company, man. World-class organization. Oh, buzzword company, man. Man, I know the lodging was good. Shout out FSS. I know the lodging was real good. We probably gave you a bigger room than you deserved, but we did give you a nice room. I'm sure the bus that we put you on was good. Shout out Grand
Siri,
Trans.
actually.
It was what?
A Siri, not a bus.
A Siri.
Yeah, Siri.
I don't know what that is. I know Siri, like, hey Siri. I don't know what that is.
You go to Korea?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Jess, we had this senior NCO engagement. I was doing some talking points. You should have seen this dude face at the table. He had the straight doo-doo face on the whole time. He's like, the whole time, man.
Jess, I'm just
thinking like he was the only first sergeant there, man. I'm thinking, I see him on my peripheral.
Shout out
And I'm
to
thinking,
myself.
what the hell is wrong with this dude?
Pete, were you in deep thought?
Thank
You
you,
know-
Jess. I was taking in the stuff that he was
No.
saying. I was letting it process. The hamster
No
got to turn
lie.
the wheel, and that takes a lot of energy out of me. So that energy that I use on smiling, I got to use on concentrating what they're saying and figure out how I'm going to respond if I need to respond or get called on like a kid in the classroom.
I
I
just
got to be ready.
Doo-doo
You
face.
know, I'm typically always in that position when they be like, yo, she got that RBF going on. I'm like, I'm in deep thought.
Thank you,
In my
Jess.
mind, in there double
Don't-
dutching, trying to figure out like, is what they're saying like correlating so I can process and then have a quick witted answer? Or should I just, my grandma said, know your role, shut your hole, just be there, take it all in.
That wasn't the case, Jess. That
I was
dude,
just sitting there. I was happy to be there.
I think if somebody said, you get $500, you get $500, he still be like,
That's a lie.
the
Pete,
whole
I
time.
would be like, you want what you want first, the account number?
Put in my high yield savings account number so you can gather some interest. 500, I wouldn't be happy, but if you said 5,000, I'm like, oh, okay, now we talking.
You better get on board. Free money is good money, pimping.
That's a good point. I guess that's a good point. Speaking of money, brings us to our first topic: the anxiety of the holidays. I was talking to Philly before I came on. I get no anxiety over the holidays because I just don't care. I don't care if nobody gets me anything, or you could give me a brand new car. Wouldn't care. I really despise gifts on certain days: birthdays, Christmas, Valentine's Day, all of them. I'd rather have you know what? If somebody gave me a gift December 8th, I would appreciate just like it came on December 25th. That's my ideology around it.
I think for me, it's cultural, and I'm not even talking about from a race perspective. I'm talking about from an American perspective, the pressure to spend money as a way of saying how much I care for you. So I keep trying to tell my kids, there were times in the military where I felt like I lived above my means, and then I found a way to live within my means. And now, yes, when you're retired, you make a plethora of more money. But now I'm in this era where I'm trying to live below my means. So I've tried to find like alternative ways to give. And one of the things that I love is like heartfelt letters. I feel like, the connection that you have with that person will be everlasting. And maybe my kids say I'm going through a midlife crisis because I'll be 40 in February, but I don't feel like that. I just think like
40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't be like
That's
that.
all?
I just heard the 40th and the 20th, so I'm gonna usher it in the correct way.
Sure. Okay.
But no, I'm trying not to spend as much money, but look for alternative ways to give to show how much I care.
I won't lie, man. I won't lie. Like, I am not a big Christmas card letter type of person. My wife gets mad at me all the time. Like, I get a card, and if I look for money first, no money in there, I can't help it. I put it like this: if it's like there were a couple of old bosses I worked for that wrote some words in there, and I thought that was cool. I kept it for a couple of years, but after a while, I got rid of it or something. So I know that's wrong, but I do agree. I applaud you for having that mindset, Jess, that you get to a point where you're trying to live below your means, because there's quite a few people out here that around Christmas, this is their opportunity to spend a whole bunch of money. And I know we didn't even talk about Black Friday.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like it seems like every Christmas you spend all this money to try to please people and give them a gift that they may not even keep for the next year. And then when the New Year's come, you're in deep debt for what?
Right.
For the taxes. They wait for their taxes, and then everybody goes in there like, "Oh, I got $3,000 for my taxes." But
Mhm.
I don't think Black Friday is as big as it used to be. It don't seem like the deals are deals anymore. Maybe you'll catch like one or two, but I'm just thinking, 10, 15 years ago, when everybody actually used to go to the store to Black Friday shop, it seems like it's all online. There was better deals. Now seems like I can get the same deal now that I could a couple days ago or a couple
Yeah, and
weeks ago.
some people start slashing stuff, days before Black Friday.
That's a big point too. Because
Yeah.
Black Friday was a one-day thing. Now it's like the week before Black Friday, you have sales. And then the week after Black Friday, you have sales. The day before Cyber Monday, you have a sale. Then Cyber Monday, you have a sale. So it's like, all this can't be on sale.
And then they Travel Tuesday. You get
What's
a lot
Travel
of
Tuesday?
Peanut. I'm gonna put you on game.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
typically, like airline tickets are always cheaper on Tuesday. So that's how I got my ticket to come to San Antonio in January for retirements is through the sale on Tuesdays. But yeah, Tuesdays are typically the days that you want to look for airline travel.
Oh, okay. Freddie, thank you for commenting, because I was just going to ask somebody to comment so I can see it. Jess, I don't know if you can see that or what it looks like on your end. Probably looks really...
Comments.
You can't. Let me make sure I fix that. Ooh.
So
Philly,
question,
can you see that or no? Philly, can you see that or no?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I can see it now.
Oh, okay. I'm glad it's like that now. I remember folks used to stand in line all night Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, people don't do that no more. Shout out Freddie Kincaid for being the first comment.
So do y'all think when people do that, do you think it's really that they feel like they're getting a steal, or is it something almost like that triggers inside? You know how some people, they had this thing called FOMO, like fear of missing out. Like sometimes I think people just feel the urge to just spend money to make themselves feel good, even though they don't have it. And so around the holidays, it gets even worse because, like, especially parents, like my son, love my son to death, but I think a year or two ago, my grandkids were like maybe 6 or 7. Hey, what's up? Hey, big up to you, Jess.
Oh shoot, I kicked them out. God dog it.
DC.
So I get for pressing stuff. I think what he's saying was people, I'll wait for him to come back in, but people spending extra money that they don't have. I think that's the thing I think one Christmas I did, and that was the last Christmas I was like, I'll ever do this again.
Yeah.
Most
I'm
of
not
the
gonna
time,
lie. I think the driving force is, again, when I came back from Japan in 2016, this is when they still had Toys R Us. And we were in there shopping with the kids, and I saw this lady. She was in there, basket full of toys, but she was grilling that little boy, and she was like, "See how much money I'm spending for you, and you over here acting like a clown." And I was just like, "Yo, like for me though, like it's for real. Like, do I want to associate your behavior with how much I'm willing to spend on you or get you? I don't." And I tell my kids all the time, I said, it's difficult navigating, especially when you got a lot of kids, these holiday spending things. So as parents, sometimes that anxiety does sit there because people expect like a lot from you. And that's why I tell my kids when it comes to finances, your mama is setting limits. And I need you to understand, like, don't associate it with my level of care or my level of love to you. Associate it with, look, this is about the quality. She got me something. It's not about how much she got me. Appreciate the quality that someone has for you.
Philly, I'll let you finish your spot. Yeah, finish your point.
No, I don't even know where I left off.
You're talking about FOMO.
I'll just, what's that?
You're talking about FOMO. People standing in line and stuff in FOMO.
Now, I think Jess captured it a little bit of it already. It's just like my son, as a father, you or any parent for that matter, you just have a feeling the more the better. So you'll buy all this stuff, no matter how old your kids are, and they will flock towards maybe one gift.
Yep.
And then by the time it's over, by January, February, either the toy is broke
Mm-hmm.
or they're gone and they don't even care. And then now you're in debt. And so I think kids just naturally think that it's supposed to be like this every single Christmas. And I think that's a bad precedent to set. That's what I was saying.
So if I have to ask y'all, both of y'all, what's the most memorable gift you remember giving or receiving during the holidays?
I'll let you go first, Jess. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna lie, Pete. I think coming back from Japan, because I spent 5 years over there. But the gift, because I care about family dynamics. The biggest gift for me is my grandparents. Like, my grandparents raised me, like, to know that my grandparents are still living. Like, I enjoy their history, even though it's repetitive stories sometimes, because my grandmother's in the early stages of, dementia. But I just love the joy or the greatest gift of life. I know that may sound corny to some people, but for me it is, because I'm a grandparent's girl all day.
Oh, man, that's all right. I unfortunately lost my grandmom when I think I was maybe, man, I don't remember, 20 something. I was already in the military for a while and I never got to see her. So I wish I had a chance to see my grandma, man. What did Tony say?
She said y'all should see the slideshow my daughter made. She's 15 now. She has a cheap and not so cheap version of items she wants. The last slide is stuff she doesn't necessarily want, but would make her happy if she got. She's crazy. That's pretty cool.
I like that.
Yeah, that's actually cool.
But how do we get
One
folks
time.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jess.
No, I was saying, I think she posted a presentation that her daughter did once. Like, her daughter is legit.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at that. That's pretty cool.
But how do we get folks to, especially kids, teenagers, to like have the same mindset you have, Jess, where it's not about the gift, it's about like just having family time versus a bunch of monetary gifts? How do we get them to that mindset?
I'm gonna be honest, it's the old school. And working in the school system, my department head, I love her. She kind of put it into perspective. She was like, you got to think about it. You have grandparents who are your age. She was like, grandparents are now like 35 all the way to 39.
That's
So,
crazy.
when you think about the family dynamics during gatherings like this, is it laced with conflict? Is it laced with, I don't know. Is it laced with things that I didn't get as a child? And I think that's what I steered to change the conversation. Like, I tell my kids, just because I didn't get this as a kid doesn't mean I'm about to break myself to get it for you as well. I just need you to understand, like, what is a want versus a need. Like, I want you to be celebratory. Like, while I am a practicing Muslim, Tony is a practicing Christian. I just want them to understand the gift of life first, and then understand what you give to other people. And I'll give you a little bit of something that has monetary value. But those are conversations.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is just example.
Yeah.
Like sometimes parents, we're just as bad too. We'll buy gifts for each other, your spouse, extravagant gifts, and then kids see it and they just assume like, well, where's mine? So it's just like birthdays. I think Pete mentioned it earlier about birthdays. Is like, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty as charged. I'm guilty of it too. Wendy's last 50th birthday, I dropped quite a lot of coin, but that's my gal. It just is normal. But for me, I don't care. Like, secretly, I do care what I get, but I really don't care.
They get items all year round, so we don't really do Christmas shopping. I have empty wrap boxes that's under the tree for decoration.
I girl. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm the
Is
same
that,
way.
but is that wrong to like rewrap it? Like if you got little kids,
That's
right?
wrong.
Do you think it's wrong?
That's wrong. That's wrong. That's crazy.
You get them stuff throughout the year. And my thing is, let me go in your room and I find something that's not open. Baby, I will get it back and wrap it. So is like case in point. I went in J. Cole's room to help him clean it. So I'll go to Rack Room Shoes because it's buy one, get one 50% off. And kids will damage shoes in a heartbeat. It's like they be dragging their feet on the floor. So I found a brand new box of Nike still in a box. I said, you know what? I'm about to take these joints back to Rec Room and see if I can switch it out and get a different pair. Because what you're not going to do is play with my money. Because it's like I'm sitting up here trying to make sure that you do have good shoes. Why are these shoes still in a box? Or I could do what Tony said. I'm about to rewrap them joints, and then you're going to act like, oh, I can't. No, you about to see these same shoes again.
Okay, so Tony said it's not wrong. I think that's crazy. I think that is wild. Like,
now, they don't really
like, man, this
you
looks
know what
really
is
familiar.
wild?
This
Think
looks-
about it. If we're a group of friends and then like we celebrate Christmas this year, because I'm only saying this because I've seen it once. Just say we're a group of friends and we all celebrate and we trade in gifts. And then that next year, or I'll give you a better one. For a birthday gift, that same gift you got during Christmas, you didn't like it, but you turned around and re-gifted it to somebody else. And they like, hold on, ain't that the gift that we saw?
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. So that's what we do to stuff that we don't like. But is it wrong? No, you didn't want it. You saw to repurpose it for another event. I just don't think nothing is wrong. It is. It's repurposing.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess.
Amen.
So let me ask you, is it more, if we're talking about anxiety, do you get more anxiety buying coworkers gifts, like a white elephant type thing, or family, like a loved one, like your kid's spouse, something like that? Which one gives you more anxiety?
I'll go first. I say the one. So buying a white elephant gift, I attach that to appreciation. You should just appreciate it that as a colleague.
Just be happy I showed up and got you something.
Yep. But when it's a family member, there's a level of unspoken expectation associated with that. So that's why I feel like the anxiety comes more with family, because they're expecting something from you instead of having a level of appreciation.
Yeah, yeah, you nailed it, man. Exactly. I think when you I don't make a big deal out of gifts at the job. I'm not going to rewrap it. I'm gonna leave it right in the AFES bag. And if the cap is $10, it's gonna be $5 because you're a coworker. Now, if it's somebody, if it's like I know I'm giving somebody a gift at work that I value, I'll go $10. But I know if it may go to some random person like Bob down the hallway who I don't give two ducks about, that kind of shafted me on a task or whatever, or got me in trouble in a staff meeting, you might get $2. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna find some way that you get it too. You know how you had to think like you choose a number. Oh, my number on my gift is 3. Bob, you need to get 3. Oh, I got 5. No, you need to get 3. So I'll make sure you're going to get that gift.
God.
That's for family members, and I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts. My mama, I love her to death, but my mama, she seems to think that I'm rich because I'm in the military, and she always want these extravagant gifts. I give my mom a card of flowers, and she gets mad. I think if you're a parent, bro, like, come on, you get card, flowers, a phone call. That's your gift right there. Why should I have to buy like a birthstone pendant? That costs a lot of money.
Hold on, but we need to pull a you on you now. Do you put money in that card for your mom?
Hell no, but no. Hell no, but no. That's foul.
Look,
I'll put the money in there.
You be opening up the envelopes doing like this.
Right. Yeah, that's what I do.
Or you rub it. You rub it.
Hey, Chief DC, you remember Singleton?
Oh, yeah.
From Kadena? She gave me a gift in the AV's bag. I definitely yelled at her. She got me the shuffle I wanted. What's a shuffle? I don't know what that is.
Look, shout out to Singleton.
I forgot about that.
Direction. She just ain't have time to put it in the right gift wrap.
Right. That's a last minute. That's how you know a last minute shopper when they come with the bag. They just went there and got some.
No.
Same thing with cards. When we get people cards, you know, an AFES card, when you see a BX special card that you get that just says thank you.
Yo, Wendy gets mad. Like Wendy, she go all out. She get like a gift bag. It's a nice color. It's got a bow in it. She put like that toilet paper wrapper or whatever. I don't know what it's called. What do they call it? But anyway, put in the bag. Mine, it's an AFES bag. And it ain't gonna be no receipt in there either.
Oh, I put the receipt in there. I want you to know I only
That's
spent $10 on you.
$10.
No, I only spent $10. That's all it was. It wasn't nothing crazy. Don't need to say thank you. Wasn't nothing crazy. Oh, an iPod. Wait, she bought you an iPod Shuffle?
Oh,
Man, that's expensive.
Hey,
And
they
you
worth
could
a
put
lot
that.
of money.
She couldn't spend no money on the box. She couldn't spend no money on the wrapping paper because it was all on the gift.
hush, Pete.
That's great. That's great.
Yo, do y'all think it's fair for folks to shame people if you don't buy them a gift or a cheap gift? I think that adds to anxiety in the holidays too, the fear of being judged.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Everybody knows I'm cheap. So everybody knows they're going to get a cheap gift out of me. Everybody already knows it's already in line. Everybody always sees the fine print. It's not, I don't even want to buy tickets to my holiday party. That's $30.
Pete, but it's going back into your unit for a good reason.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
I forgot about that part. But still $30. Can I get 5?
Yeah, can't see.
I would rather everybody get 5. $30 is a lot of money.
So let's unpack this. Somebody I know that you know that is in a position that is considered part of leadership, and this person was supposed to go to a Christmas party in which they did, but did not want to go, but
That's
showed
right.
up anyway.
That's right.
And they felt like they didn't want to be there. But because of their position,
That's right.
it would look bad upon them if they didn't go. What do you think about that?
First of all, when we are in leadership positions, whether or not we want to, we have to. And I think that's the biggest thing. Shout out to Colonel Jason Christie. He's now at Travis Air Force Base as the Force Support Squadron Commander. And it was my first holiday party with them. We didn't want to make it expensive for our personnel. And we wanted to show them that, hey, when we say come as you are, we were literally talking about coming as you are.
I like
I
that.
felt embarrassed because I didn't own a pair of Jordans before then. But Major Christie was like, look, we ain't going to dress up. He said, we need to be in lockstep. He was like, I'm going to wear a suit with some sneakers. He was like, you could dress up, Chief, with some sneakers. I said, okay. So I went out. Him and his wife, Miss Alicia, helped me look for my first pair of Jordans, and I wore them to the holiday party. And I brought Ava with me. So we both basically found the same pair of matching sneakers for the holiday party. Did I want to be there? I mean, I was really new to the unit, but I was the senior enlisted leader. But I did have a good time. It gave me a way to not feel pressured to get to know my people leader that was there. So they got to see, Chief act like a human. If I'm assuming, Pete, I apologize because that means a boo-boo out of you and me. But I think it should. I'm glad you did go.
I did go.
Okay.
No,
Did
I
you have
went.
a good time?
No, not at all. I don't have good times at those things though. That's not my forte. I'm just like, all right, when we leave it. Like I
Pete,
don't participate in the games. Like you ain't gonna be seeing me out there acting a fool, doing that. What's the little things you do? Like you put the little
musical chairs.
Musical chairs.
You don't even know the name of it because you don't even participate.
That's right. Like I ain't gonna do the musical chair thing. I ain't gonna do the little twerk thing where you put the little thing in your on your butt, the little the Kleenex thing, and you try to get the balls to pop it. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing karaoke. I ain't doing sing along. Wow. I ain't gonna do no model runway. See who's best dressed walk.
See, did you feel like going to this holiday party? You had to show up to be perfect, like. You're showing up to be a part of the team. Like you're letting them know that I'm a human and not you ain't.
She got Tony says so terrible. Yo, I'm just being honest. I'll bring her back out. There she go. Hold on.
Yeah, because I
All right,
called.
go ahead, Jess. Go ahead. I didn't do that. 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 Sometimes I get kicked off too. I didn't do that. But go ahead. I'll let you finish your thought.
No, I'm saying like like your demeanor, and I love you, but both of us, our demeanor sometimes can show like we are very defiant or militant, like we don't have any emotions.
I don't.
But during the holiday party, you're supposed to.
I don't have any emotions.
I don't.
I'm totally emotionless.
No, during the holiday season, I'm gonna need the Grinch to come out of it. If the Grinch knows how to play.
Yo, they try to dress me up as the Grinch. Last year.
I want to pay everybody to see that.
Kicked y'all off on purpose. It's Tony. It's not me. It's not me. Look, last year they made me dress, and I told the command I would for her. I said she wanted me to dress up as Santa Claus. I said I'll do it. I put it on. Y'all can take stupid pictures. Nobody's sitting on my lap, but y'all can take stupid pictures, and we can be good. That's it. So this year they tried to get me dressed up as Scrooge. I was like, or not Scrooge, but the Grinch. I was like, I'm not doing it.
Why?
I just don't. I just don't. What?
Pete, are you an
I guess
introvert?
it's the best way I can say it. Huh?
Are you an introvert?
Oh, through and through. In uncomfortable situations. Like me and you sit down, we'll have a good time, we'll talk, we'll laugh, we'll joke. But you put me in an uncomfortable situation, I'm like terrible. If I feel uncomfortable at all, not gonna do it. Everybody's like, why should you feel uncomfortable? It's your people, it's your squadron, and your leadership. So what could you really feel uncomfortable about? I'm good.
Yeah. No,
Take
you're
it.
not.
What about
You like be
what
like
about
especially doing like a busy season like this, a holiday. You do need to start. Set boundaries early, but you need to start having like intentional social interactions with people, because it's obvious you don't like the big gatherings.
Right.
But you need to find like people like one-on-one, do it like throughout your day, and find, have those one-on-one conversations with people that can be uplifting. Because if you don't, you're not going to do it in the mass. But if you do it one-on-one with people, that'll allow people to get to know you on a personal level. And then they'll be able to, I hate to say it, but champion your efforts when you're not amongst the masses.
She said, do you pregame? I don't drink at all.
Hey,
That's probably
man.
part of the problem.
That's why he liked it.
I don't drink at all. But I think that's the thing. Like, they see who I am on a day-to-day basis. Like, for y'all, Chiefs, Commanders, they don't see how y'all on a day-to-day basis. So for me, it's almost the opposite. They see how crazy I am day to day. And then when I get to the Christmas party, be like, oh, that's the shirt again. He just gonna sit here. He ain't gonna say a thing to nobody. I'll sit in the corner and I'll just sit there. What time we leaving?
Baby, that be me in my personal life. At work, they get this all the time. But like when I go out to the club, and shameless plug, like don't judge me, Pete, but I use Bumble being out here. Did you know Bumble, it's not just for dating.
Right. Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so on Bumble, you can find ways to connect with people for friends. So I found a few people that I have linked with on Bumble, and they make fun of me because they're like, girl, we'll go out to the lounge and you just sit in the corner. Yes, baby, because I am swivel. Like my head is on the swivel. I'm people watching. But at work, I do that, but I still engage with people. So you got to still show your people like how I show up with you while I'm at work. I'm still going to show up the same way. Because I know you won't be just sitting off in a corner at work.
Oh, no, not at work. Not at work. Yeah, but when I get uncomfortable, hey, Gary brought up a great question for both of y'all, because I have anxiety about this when you talk about anxiety. Curious, if leadership wins the grand prize, I already know what Philly's going to say, so I hope he's honest. If leadership wins a grand prize, should they give it to a junior airman or nah? Now,
see, Gary, I'm glad you said that, but I ain't going to lie. I would give it to the junior airman. But I have seen leadership take that damn gift like this theirs. And I'm like, if you don't go get your ass in the corner somewhere, like, why is you all happy and like this mine, I done won that. If you don't go take that and put it right back up there and tell them to re-raffle it, like no, go put it back. That's just like telling your child they grabbing something, just put it in your basket. Go put it back.
Go put it back. It's, Gary, most of the time they do, at least from what I've seen. I don't know how you say your name, so I'm sorry. Olivia said you can't make friends on Bubble. How you say your first name? So go ahead, Philly. I'm interested, since you're in a leadership position at holiday parties. Have you ever won a big main prize and kept
I have this philosophy. You have two different scenarios. Scenario one is just a random raffle where you sit at a table and you have like a card or a sticker underneath your table and they magically call your number and you win a gift. Then I'll give it back. But they had these other gifts where you put in some money and you win tickets, right? You get tickets, and then they say, ticket 3567854 or whatever. If they call my number, I'm taking the gift. Airman, man, I'm keeping that gift, man. I paid money for that joint. That's my gift, bro. Like if my wife told me after my first 2 Christmas parties at the Security Force Squad, she said I can't do it anymore because I kept winning.
Right.
I kept winning. I won the TV. There's pictures on the internet of me hauling the TV out with the airman following behind me, asking me to give it to them. Man, airman, man, it's mine. I'll run that joint fair and square. I'm sorry. That's why I don't put in for no Christmas parties. I'll donate, but I don't want no raffle tickets. Chief, don't you want to win a gun for Christmas? No, because y'all gonna let me win it.
She said, I did at my holiday party. My ex-husband did the giveaway. I won twice. I never win. I wanted to keep that damn.
That's right. You should, man. Keep that dang prize. You earned that joint, man. You put in money for it.
Oh goodness, Cersei.
So, you know what? I was a freaking tech sergeant. I was a flight chief, and I won some AirPods. And like her, I never win. So I was happy as crap. Man, I got shamed. My commander said something. The chief said something. My master sergeant said something. I think even the senior said something. Like, you should give it to an airman. So they pressured me into putting that back in there in the prize and making them redraw. And then they shamed me, made me redraw. They made me pick the freaking number. So I had to they pressured me into picking the number out and reading the number so this airman all happy. Oh, thank you, Sergeant. Nah, F that. Get that back to me when we get done.
Hey, they got me messed up, bro. I hauled that little Nissan Cube out in front of the Cadena Club, had my wife do security, and I was like, Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas, I'm out. Chief Counsel, you want to get that to this airman? Hey, Merry Christmas.
He was riding.
I still got that TV too.
On top of the cube, because them cubes was little.
Yeah, for real. But I think that's that's why, okay, that's another thing I don't pay for. When I go to holiday parties, I don't pay for raffle tickets at all. Because they're going to make me get back the prize.
Exactly. That's why I don't do it no more.
I've been known to apply pressure to give it away to airmen.
Messed up, man.
See?
That's messed up.
One-on-ones. So put your wife on a detail. It's crazy. That's crazy. Now put your wife in security.
Hey.
No, they wrong for that. But if you're in the triad, y'all give up them gifts. Now,
nah, forget that, bro. No.
You know what I did for last? You know what's funny for last holiday party?
Unit climate assessments, and that unit probably good. And the
climate assessment comes out before the holiday party, so we're good.
Right. But then we gonna get y'all on the back end and be like, last year during our holiday party, they got all the gifts and they give none of them back. And
they got to remember 6 months later that I didn't give that gift back. They got to remember. And hopefully, I'm not in the squadron no more. But you know what? Last year when I went, they gave you a free raffle ticket when you come in. So those raffle tickets are usually like 1 for $1, $5 get you 7, 10 get you 15, whatever it is. So I was trying to sell my raffle ticket for $5. So everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, look, if this is the winning ticket and I get something that you want, I'm gonna sell it for $50. So you can have a chance.
You got the ticket for free?
Yeah. I'm trying to get my money back that I paid to get up in there. I had to pay $25 last year to get up in there. So I'm trying to get $5 back. And I was telling everybody most of it's to the food. So I was like, I'll go to McDonald's and bring that joint up in here. I'll go get my own food. I ain't got no problem. It's nothing but club food anyway.
I'm about to reference something, and I don't even know if you even saw the movie. Knowing you, Pete, you ain't see it. But it's
Don't do
called
me like that.
While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. When that
Oh, I
man
seen it.
So remember when the man was outside dressed like he was homeless?
Yeah, but he wasn't. But he got in his Lexus.
That's you right now.
That's me, 100%. I had to buy a ticket to. Yo, I'm like, what's up, Taylor? What's good with you?
Hey,
But I'm like, look. So I was trying to sell for $5 because I told him if I win what you want, you gonna be like, come on, sure, I really. And now it's $50. You could have had it for $5. Now it's $50. Go ahead and run my money.
tickets to see Usher in Miami, and I'm trying to sell it. I paid $4.90 for it. All I want is the $4.90 for it.
Oh,
But I was
hell no.
at $500.
Yeah, you can sell that thing for at least $600.
See, it's people like you that make me
Hey, it's supply and demand. It's supply.
jealous. Okay.
This is how America was created, off of trading and supply and demand. That's how it was created.
Goodness.
Let me see, Freddie. Oh man, that's not me. Freddie Kincaid, exactly. I cleaned up last year. Won 3 gifts, including an espresso machine. They were talking crap this year. I won a gift card this year and gave it away. Oh no, I'm not giving away nothing. No gift cards, nothing.
Lord bless it.
But yeah, so some stress around the holiday time, I guess, is real. Thank y'all for sharing your thoughts. Moving on. I know, Jess, you want to talk about a little bit about mental health aspects. So I'll let you lead this one in here.
With the mental health, I think we all hit on it, but I was leaning more into like just knowing, and you brought it up with being an introvert. Like, what are some things I want to hear? What are some things that we do? Because it is Self-Care Sunday, but I think it's very imperative when you talk about mental health during the holidays, because a lot of people like, I ain't got anxiety. Like, everybody has anxiety, but what situations heighten your anxiety? For me, it's the pressures, especially gender wise, being a woman. A lot of people think like, oh, you're nurturing. Like, if we want to do a get together, like you could be the person, like at family gatherings, as if it's an argument that breaks out, I got to be the fixer or the facilitator. Like, no, what if I just want to sit off in a corner and just watch y'all have a whole Madeira show to yourself? But what are those things that, I think from a mental health perspective, what are those things that you all struggle with that makes you feel pressure, kind of like what Pete said? For me, is keeping the peace, I'll say, especially when it comes to gifts. I think that is the biggest thing that does bring me anxiety, because it's like, yo, I did take the time and effort to go get you something, but it may not have been what you want. But it's like, now you have me feeling, and I have to fix my language, Pete. Now I feel inadequate because I did not get what you want. So again, that's that mental health that, that's a lot of pressure. But 2 is like, how can I still just maintain the level of peace during the holidays?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things is just expectation of gifts. I try to look at it, and I still suck at it, but I try to look at it as like they'll be all right, they'll get over it. Like in the end, if you're so concerned about how someone feels when you buy them a gift, or if you don't buy them a gift, then that's something you really gonna have to work with, because you're usually never gonna please everybody. Like I remember many times I bought gifts for folks, and you expect that reaction, when they open the gift and you're waiting. It's almost like that shot of dopamine, like, look what you did, and like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Like, hey, fun fact, like, I love my gal, but she ain't the type of person to do backflips and all that other stuff. She'll be like, oh, this Scorpio is nice, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And I'm thinking like, bruh, did you see this purse? Do you know what I had to hit? Quick story, just to illustrate. I think it was about a year ago, I went out and I bought my wife a Louis bag from the boutique here in Texas. I was in Arizona at the time. So when I was TDY here, I went down there, I did the research and all that other stuff. And when I saw the price, I was like, ugh. I like for a bag. And Wendy's not that type of person, but I like she deserved this bag. I'm gonna buy it. So I had my commander and I on the on the plane. I'm telling him, like, hey, sir, stay awake because the bag is in the overhead compartment. Because I had this thing. I don't trust people. If I fall asleep with somebody, because it's had Louis on the bag. So
Yeah.
will somebody steal it? So anyway, we're staying awake. We're texting each other like the bag is
No,
secure.
we're
The
staying-
bag
we're
is whatever,
texting
blah,
each
blah,
other.
blah. So anyway, I got it, gave it to Wendy on Christmas Day. She smiled, said, oh, this is nice, blah, blah, blah. She's, going like, posing with the bag. I'm thinking backflips. I'm thinking like tears, big hug. But if you're doing that, if you're expecting that when you give stuff to people, then you're part of the problem. You're not supposed to give gifts just because you're waiting for a reaction. It's supposed to be, it's Christmas. That's not what Christmas is all about. So I think expectations is one has to just focus on the whole meaning of the holidays, time, and then being thankful for what you have. And then 3, not focusing so much on the monetary aspect. It's not about how much money you spend. It's the quality of the gift. Sometimes just going to see somebody is enough.
Yeah. I can't pronounce her name.
Tamiko.
There we go. I get money. People say it's not a lot of thought put into it when I give money. However, I think it's very thoughtful because you have money to get exactly what you want. I think that's why I lead into it. I think back to Philly's point, I've been scarred too many times getting people gifts and expecting a reaction, especially when I put a lot of time, energy, and thought process into like, this is going to be good. This is exactly what they want. And then you get into them, they're like, oh, thanks. Like, okay, have a good day. Appreciate it. No problem. So I think now I just ask people what they want, what you want, and I'll just give them whatever they want. So it's still a surprise because I like to do it early enough where they don't remember telling me, or if they do remember telling me, I don't make a big deal out of it. But at the same token, I'll just ask you what you want. If you tell me you don't want anything, I ain't gonna get you nothing. But if you tell me you want something like too extravagant, like I want a car, like, yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. Okay. I see you ain't gonna get nothing. Don't worry about it at all.
Oh, Lord.
But I like the money thing. I mean, the money thing is good. I think I really do understand the thoughtfulness that people have when you give money. Like, oh, you didn't put any thought into this. You didn't take no time. But at the same time, I agree. It takes all the anxiety off of me. And then later on, hopefully you appreciate it because you can get what you want. I feel like, are you guys more giving cash or giving gift cards?
Honestly, I would say giving cash but you know what? It depends. Because even I think I view the gift cards as if I receive a gift card like from Victoria's Secret or Bath and Body Works, they know I love those 2 places. So I'm going to look at that again, like you said, the effort. But whereas someone may not know me that well, obviously I can understand why they gave me the money. But to someone that knows me well, it's like, hey, I'm gonna give her the money instead. So I just think it depends on the relationship which you have with that person.
Mm. Yeah, I think either one. I think you can't go wrong for either one. But I guess it depends on the person too. Like my grandkids, I give them like $2, $3, $5.
That's what I was
or
gonna.
something
That was
like
my
that,
next
50
question.
cent, whatever.
50
You know what I'm
cent.
saying?
50
Yeah,
cent.
50 cent. Hey, what happened to those? Hey, that's money.
50 cent.
That's money.
That's
Hold
not
on,
the
is
card
it
heavy.
like the $50?
2 quarters. You might get a nickel and $2 times 2.
You want the bill paid if it's not comfortable.
But
Yeah.
I like that comment. He said, put that back up there again.
Oh,
That's a
sorry.
good point.
Yep.
Somebody might want a bill paid and it's not comfortable. Hey, you know what? Man, that's a great comment. Because sometimes when you give people money, they use that because they in the bind. You would never know. So
Mhm.
that's a good point. That's a
So
great
I was going to
point.
ask, is there anxiety for how much? Doesn't matter their age or their relationship to you. I think that's the most anxiety part or anxious I have is like how much. Like I damn sure don't want to give you too much because I ain't got to worry about that. You ain't going to get too much. But too little is the part that I'm like, is $20, are they gonna look at it like, what am I supposed to do with this? Or if I give $200, they're like, dang, that's a lot. Like, what's the sweet spot
Yeah.
in between there?
I think there's no sweet spot. I think it depends on the person. Like,
Yeah.
if I give my mom $50, she gonna be pissed. She gonna cuss me out, man. She gonna like, you cheap, like, she gonna cuss me out. But like, you know, Wendy, she be like, cool. She gonna make it happen. She gonna
No,
find
it's
some
cool
ways
deal.
to, you know, work with it, whatever. But I guess it depends on the person.
The age and relationship matter for sure. What you say, Jess?
I agree with Tamika on that one. Age and relationships, like, so we're talking about gifts, not just holiday season, but I would say Alva, so like my birthday this year, I really wanted this ring that I saw. It was like from a consignment shop in Texas, actually, in the Lock and Terry area. And you were able to negotiate with them. But he was like, I don't know what to get you for your birthday. He said, what do you want? And I was so torn. I was like, I really don't want anything, but I said, I really like this ring from the consignment shop. And he was like, okay. It just, for me, the thought of knowing like you would support like this process with me. And it was fun going into a consignment shop to negotiate for a ring that came from a jeweler. So in that moment, I appreciate the process and journey to acquire that, because this ring was like $7,800. And then we walked, hold on, Pete, God out. But we walked out of there with it for like $2,600. So I'm like, I wear that ring because I like it. It's morganite, it's 14 karat gold. And then I look at it on the flip side, like a lot of people for my retirement that couldn't be here, but like Tamiko said, like age and relationships matter. The majority of my friends that couldn't make it, like I was shocked, and I'm very grateful. But all of it, like they all gave me like $100, and I wasn't like this. DC kind of thing. It was just like I'm sitting up there and I'm reading the words to match like everything that was in there, and I was like, and then you see the money on the other side, and I'm just like, man, I'm just so grateful, because when you retire, that's a monumental like milestone to achieve. A lot of people aren't able to get that. But again, I would always go back to the mindfulness. I really appreciate whoever gives me something, the mindfulness behind it.
So, you know what? You brought up an interesting point, family and seeing people. So on the mental health side, do you think other people create mental health problems for ourselves? And when I say this, it's like I have 4 or 5 friends or whatever. Say I'm an airman in the dorms, or say I'm just a person away from family, and all of them are going to visit family, whether their parents pay for them to come, whether they have the leave to come, whether they have the money to come, whatever it is. And I have to stay here for whatever that reason is. Do you think that causes more anxiety because you're in the Air Force is a microcosm of what happens in the world? We're a little village, we're a little town. And in that little town, you have some people that get things that you don't get, or get to do things that you don't get to do. Do you think that causes more the mental health for when we talk about mental health around the holidays? Do you think it's because other people get things that you don't get to do?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, you bring up a good point. That's why I brought back in that pressure to make everything perfect. And this is what I would encourage anybody, because I'm always telling my kids this. I need you to focus on moments of being authentic versus moments that are aesthetics. Because I said social media will ruin your whole little soul around the holidays, because you're looking at everything that somebody has acquired. Like, it looks good, but how does it make that person feel? And I'll never forget, my grandma used to always say, like, I'd rather watch you all eat, have the lights turned on, and be happy than my light bill is not paid, my water is being turned off, because I gave you this grand gift that costs so much money. So again, it's those moments of, let me make sure you understand, it's not about the looks or how it made you feel. It's about us being authentic in this moment to create memories to talk about later. But again, that takes maturity in, and we always talk about mental health. From the mental health aspect of what I acquired in the military, oh my God, what I'm getting right now, and I don't utilize, Military One Source, I utilize BetterHelp. I will tell y'all, this is probably some of the best counseling that I've ever had in my life, because I actually have a therapist who helps me unpack every experience I've dealt with. And she helps me understand that, especially around the holidays, how media will perpetrate an unrealistic, perfect narrative,
Mhm.
um, that doesn't always reflect my life and what I'm going through. So that's why it's so imperative for us to find like an outlet, whether it be talking to a person, whether it be journaling, but finding a way to actually have therapy, I don't care what form you get it in, is so important around these times. And so the shameless plug for me is like my cousin Darius. Like December is always a hard month for me because um Taraji is born on December 3rd. Darius committed suicide on December 3rd, the 3rd, 2021. No, 2020. I found out I made Chief December 3rd, 2020. So
Mm.
that day was never the same. So each year I'm just like, man, like I gotta make sure I honor Taraji because that was the day that she was born. But I also find myself honoring Darius because I'm like, yo, like, is it okay for me to make sure that I remain humble and knowing, like, look, it's not about perfection, but what am I doing to make sure I'm showing progression, not just for myself and for my kids? Because I will say that I think my cousin struggled with this aspect of he wanted to make sure everything was perfect, like
Mhm.
family, his career. So those are the things that we need to be mindful and reflect of during this holiday. Hell, every day.
Yeah. Billy, what you got?
Mhm. No, that's a good point. I'll just foot stop just last comment. It's every day. It's just not the holidays. I think just the holidays has always been a danger for most folks. In the Air Force, and I'm sure the other services, we really concentrate on folks around the holiday season. Commanders always say, make sure you check on your folks. It's the holiday season because you got folks who are away from their families and they can't be with them, and a lot of folks, their mental health is their family. Being
Mhm.
around people who are close to them. But on the reverse side, there's some folks who have issues around the holidays because they don't want to be around family for whatever reason. Bad memories. You may have lost a loved one. You may have got involved in a divorce, a breakup, or something like that. I think the most important thing is, I think Jess already captured it already, is just get the help you need and just be open to different types of help. Even if you're talking to a good friend of yours, I love the part about journaling. I mean, a lot of times, especially, I would argue men sometimes had this thing where journaling is a bad thing. It's like, why would I write in this book about all my thoughts and feelings? But it can be pretty eye-opening, what you think, the things that are in your mind that you're constantly going back and forth over, and you put it on paper. And then when you read it and you say, I didn't think I thought about this one thing this much, gave it that much energy. And so the last thing I will say is like around the holidays, folks just have to remember it's all right not to be perfect. I
Mm.
mean, I think Jess mentioned earlier with social media, you're going to see all these videos of people getting extravagant gifts, going on these big trips across the world. And I think Wendy said this one time. I think, what did I say? Yeah, I was like talking about the not YouTuber, OnlyFans person that made like $49 million in a year. And I was like, there's a lot of people on social media making a lot of money. She was like, what do you mean a lot of people? How do you know? And I thought about it. I was like, man, she's right. Like, how do I know that people are making a lot of money on social media? They give
Mm.
you that impression they are, but you don't really know how much they're making. They're behind the camera, all these different videos and such. And then they're not making any money. They just give you that impression. So sometimes you have to unplug from social media, man. That could be the worst thing, I think.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's a shame that we overemphasize the holiday to make it bigger than what it is. Like, if you have the opportunity to be with family, cool. And if you have the opportunity to give, cool. But I think sometimes we overemphasize what the holiday is and we kind of lose its meaning for what it's supposed to be. Whether you're religious or not, it's always cool to be around family. If you have to use a day to be around family, that's cool. It shouldn't be a day like, oh, I got to go out and get gifts. Oh, I got to travel the world. Oh, I got to make sure I post on social media all these things that I got. I think it's so crazy when people do that. Social media is a different beast when you think about the holidays, because I think that drives people's anxiety. Like, look at what they're doing. And, it's only a snapshot of their whole day, but look what they're doing. Look at their life. Why don't I have this? Why can't I post this? Why don't I have the ability to do this? And that's what leads to the demons in our heads that make people do other things. But I feel like, back to your point, Commanders, Chiefs, everybody says, make sure you check on your people around the holidays. I'm like, shouldn't we check on them every day? It doesn't matter. I really don't like that saying that, they do it. Wing Commander does it. And I think it's just, we're just so programmed in our cult-like mentality to just say what everybody else says. I'm so used to hearing this my whole 20 years, 25 years, whatever it is, that I'm just going to say it because that's what I'm used to. But I'm like, shouldn't we be checking on people all the time?
Well, I would give them some grace. I mean, you got to look at the majority of, no, you should, because the majority of the suicides that we normally have is an uptick around the holiday season. And so that's why most commanders say that. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with you. I think we should always check on our people 365 days a year, but around the holidays, it's heightened because you're even more concerned because you have folks who have things that they went through during the holidays. They may be separated from family or what.
Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't touch the thing.
All righty now.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it at all.
Good point. Pete, you know,
I didn't do anything. Just sit here and listen. I was having my resting bitch face, just sitting here paying attention, and boom. Maybe the internet. Look, he's blaming it on me. I can see it in his face.
I didn't say nothing. Okay. You already know how I feel already.
I didn't do anything. Look, I'm put my hands up. I didn't do anything.
I thought it was gonna be another one bites the dust.
Go ahead, Philly. I was interested.
I don't even know where I was at.
Saying give people grace because it's the uptick.
No, just the holiday season. I mean, you're gonna have most people go through the most trauma and anxiety around the holiday season between overspending, loss of a loved one, relationship. And it's hard. You got some people who are going to be working or deployed during the holidays. I mean, you think about the holidays, holiday means you're around family. You're breaking bread with family, giving gifts, spending time in the Christmas tree, ugly Christmas sweaters, family pictures, which last year we took one in the pajamas I didn't like, but that was another story. But some people are going to miss out on all that. And so commanders, leadership in general, they're like, hey, check on people because you may have your family here, somebody may not. That's all.
Were you wearing a onesie?
No, man. It was like these black and white pajamas, man.
All right.
Well,
I was panicking.
What is going on here?
I was panicking. She got kicked. I didn't do it. I don't know why I'm the only one that don't get kicked off. It's kind of weird. But I didn't do it. But thank God you weren't in a onesie for everybody. Appreciate that. Whoever made that
I would look pretty good in a onesie.
Yeah, probably when you were like 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
I think
that's
I will say this too.
Party.
I will say this too. One thing I forgot to say. What I've been learning, and I've known this before, but I seem to have forgotten my way or lost my way. I think folks need to kind of concentrate on the positive in their life. They got to really concentrate on that. It's hard, especially when you have one negative thing after another.
Right.
You have to really focus on what you have now, even if you think it's not enough. Because if you keep dwelling on the negative, it's going to put you in a bad state. I've lost my way in the past year or two, and I've been working on that. Anyway, yeah.
Jess, you have anything? I'm sorry I didn't do it. I'm not saying, I don't know why I'm saying I'm sorry when I didn't do it. I'm sorry it happened, but I didn't do it.
You don't even have to be sorry, Pete. I'm gonna get you.
Sorry. I didn't do it. But no,
before disappeared with the Jetsons. I appreciate it.
With the Jetsons. But no, I mean, do y'all have any plans for Christmas? It's just whatever. I'm watching football and basketball. That's it.
pretty much. I'll be with the kids. I think I'm gonna go to Alabama so I can go see my grandparents as well. But other than that, low key, I believe the holidays, especially for those 2 weeks, like I told my kids, don't ask to do nothing out of the extraordinary. I'm going to relax, recenter, and refocus as we go into 2025. Because I'm not really a big New Year's resolution person as well. I'm
At
like
all.
I take, and this is just like I was telling somebody because I watch a lot of podcasts, and I was like, now I see what I'm not even gonna say my problem is, but who I am, the essence of me. I'm a very transparent person. Like I'm very forthcoming with information. And I found over the last few years, like I've associated myself with people who are honest. And those are people who just like after I ask a question, that is when they want to deliver the responses to me. But I really thrive in my life when I'm around people who are transparent, they're okay with who they are, and they're not waiting for you to figure out who they are. Um, so I was sharing that with my daughter, because she's 20, and I said, you'll find through life that there are some people, I think Tyler Perry said it best. There are some people who are like leaves on a tree, like they will fall off after time. And then you have people that are the branches who can, who are there when you need them to, but then like the trunk. And it's so crazy because, that's why I got the family tree on me. But I told her I truly believe like I want to continue to build the roots that make our family unit stronger and just cut out the noise.
Yeah.
Because this is a good time of the year to actually just scale back, reflect, and figure out how you want to move forward.
Philly, what about you?
Yeah, great points. Yeah, mine will be low key as well. I'll hang out with the grandkids. Probably tack some extra leave on top of the normal days off that we get, which crazy because
It's on a
I
Wednesday.
think the way it's set up, Christmas Eve is a Tuesday, Christmas is Wednesday, and then I think we're supposed to, no. Christmas
you're
Eve is
right.
Wednesday, so we're supposed to come back Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of bullish is that? You know what I mean? Like,
side, we get those 2 weeks, so I'm done on December 20th, and
Oh,
I
that's
don't
what's
have to
up.
go back to work until January 7th.
That's what's up.
Some of us are still in the belly of the beast, so we're not going to get that Friday off. But no, I'm gonna hang out with the grandkids, exchange some gifts, take some leave on top of that, and just reflect. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions either. I just believe in reassessment. Just assess where you've been at during the year, and then create small, specific goals for the next year, and just enjoy life, man. Just do nothing. Do things I'm not able to do when I'm working all the time. And then, I mean, next year is big. You got a potential retirement coming up. You got a house that's coming up. VA benefits, that 100%.
Are you trying to
Fingers
advocate for
crossed.
yourself? What the hell? You trying to
VA
trying to
benefits.
intimidate
If you're
somebody?
looking at this podcast, I'm coming for you.
That
That's
makes
right.
no sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, like
Yeah.
I've been still connected to some of my active duty counterparts and friends, and I find that they are finding frustration, in people coaching others on how to get 100%. I just say be deliberate in your efforts and making sure wherever your health elements are, or ailment, whatever you want to call it, like be truthful and honest. Because what you can see on this side is that whatever problems you do have that are service connected, when you do come on this side, may still warrant the continuation of going to the doctor. So I've learned the difference, having things on active duty that wasn't always addressed, and then coming on this side, differentiating between does TRICARE pay for that with the TRICARE retiree benefits insurance, or do the VA cover those expenses for me? And that has been an era where I would say when we talk about TAP, and I know we're going off, but I think when we talk about TAP, it's always focused on just how you get 100%. But TAP needs to be revamped to where I'm also telling you about, hey, when is that open season for me as an active duty member that's about to transition into retirement life? When do I need to sign up for benefits? What about that BGLI that comes out? How many days do I have before? Like, yeah, they brushed over it because they're so focused on the VA benefits. But the pieces that I have learned after being out, I wish I would have known some of those prior to the actual retirement date. But I had friends, obviously, Tamiko being one of them, who has helped me in this journey, especially with the VA, because I did mine myself because Tyndall wasn't equipped to have like that final exit exam. So I didn't have that final exit exam. So I will tell people make sure that they have that exam before they leave, so it can be included in their records.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
if
a
you
good point.
already did it, but depending on when your 30-year mark is, make sure you use that button in va.gov, intent to file, so that they know that you are projected to retire and file within 180 days, I want to say.
Oh wow.
hmm
Okay.
That's true.
Bet that.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing too is survivor benefit plan too. That's a controversial one. Um, because some folks, at least I hear tales from Wendy being in the readiness center of spouses, because now they have a setup where the spouse has to sign whether they want it or not. Like the military member can't decide on their own. That's a big chunk of change every month. That's about
Yep.
$350, $400 a month. And the idea is, see, look, you got one right there. See, here's a good example. So you got some folks that believe like, why would I pay the military all this money when I can just put it in an investment account or whatever account and just get it interest? But then on the flip side, like case in point, God forbid if something happens to me, Wendy, you'll get my benefits or a check every month based on the survivor benefit plan. However, you can get to a point where if I live to 75 or 80, the money she'll get won't be equivalent to as much as I put in it. So it's a choice to be made when it comes to that. Obviously, if you have, great finances, you may not need it. But you have some people who may not, and you may have spouses who were doing their job at home, taking care of kids, that didn't have a career. And if their spouse passes away, they have nothing.
Yeah. And it's crazy you say that. I remember when I was going through mine for the survivor benefits plan, and like we had been divorced for a while, but because of how we co-parent and we have our platonic bond with each other, people are like my people made me bring in my divorce decree to prove that I was divorced, because they said sometimes, in the divorce decrees, it highlights how much your ex-spouse get. So like I'll never forget the dude that I had, the counselor was reading my stuff. He was like, Chief, he said, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen where, you have been married to your spouse for over 10 years and they don't get nothing. But I said, at the end of the day, I said, I'm very thankful that I did have him as a spouse where he wasn't coming for mine. The biggest thing I never forget when I did get my divorce, or Tony and I got a divorce, he was like, look, that's your career. You worked hard for that. Those are your funds. So when that man was in there, he was like, because I elected not to do it, obviously, because I don't have to. But I was like, man, imagine the people who have to go through that have to give their spouses, half of everything. They still, I've even seen it where it's in the divorce decree that they have to do survivor benefits. So that's why my counselor was like, that's what I was looking for, to make sure that it wasn't in your divorce decree that you had to give him survivor benefits plan. But it's different on this side. And I tell people all the time, I said, sooner or later, I said, those are those individuals that have to do that. Once their spouse or ex-spouse gets a hold of that and they send that information into DFAS, because our retirement stuff still comes from DFAS, they can enforce that. So it's like just be transparent up front when you're getting ready to retire, to make sure you don't owe any money as well.
Right. Crazy. Well,
Yeah.
appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Great show today. Hopefully y'all enjoy your Sunday, self-care Sunday, football Sunday, whatever Sunday it is. Hopefully enjoy it. Hopefully the Panthers win, or whatever team that you're rooting for this Sunday win. And hopefully the Falcons win.
I'm ignoring them.
What? I can't hope for the Panthers to win?
No, and you know what? Atlanta was lit yesterday because we had UGA in Texas. It was so many orange people outside at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but no, sir. We're going for the Eagles today. Thank you. And shout out to Harrison. Absolutely, sir.
Oh, all right.
EATLES Eagles!
This is why I can't. This is exactly why I can't. This is why I can't. Well, the Cowboys play this afternoon, so we'll see what happens with the Cowboys. See what happens with everything else. College football was yesterday. There was some good games on yesterday. Shout out Georgia for
Fork 'em.
beating Texas. Yeah. Wait, Georgia beat Texas.
I
Yeah,
said
they
fork
did.
'em.
I
Oh,
was-
fork them. I thought you said hook
Fork
them.
'em.
My bad.
No.
Fork them is crazy. Okay. Was that Arizona State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arizona
Boo.
State.
Boo. All right.
Yes, you.
Hey, that dude, what's his name? Skate Boo? Skate
Yeah,
Boo?
Boo.
I can't pronounce it either. That dude a beast, ain't he? He's like the reincarnate of Mike Allstott, man.
And look
His
at
name
his
is Skate
body
Boo.
right up there in the stadium. I was like, that boy come from that lifestyle.
Gabato Boo or something. Yeah.
Skate Boo is crazy.
Well, at the end of the day, he's somebody boo thing. So
Yeah.
Skate Boo.
Killer Cam Skaboo. whatever his name
Big Willie,
is,
you
yeah.
still a Cowboys fan? I thought y'all were taking the rest of the year off. I thought
They
that was
did. She's gonna look at the game. Shout out to her. She's retiring as well in January. So I'm coming there to
Mhm.
celebrate her, our
That's-
Fab Five.
That's in San Antonio too, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's
Yeah.
her, and then we have Arista Johnson. She's the last of the five of us. So we all about to be veterans out here in these streets.
Dang. I must be getting old. That's
These
crazy.
streets.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all joining us. We'll be with y'all on 2 Sundays. Might have something that comes up. Who knows? But Jess, what you got before we close out?
Peace and blessings to everyone. I am happy you all always come on and give added value to us. And I'm still gonna get you. I'm gonna be like Kendrick Lamar and pop up on you because, baby,
Oh.
you cut us off at the knees all day today. But that is
Billy, what you got?
Yeah, it was good to see Jess on here, man. She always bring the extra zing to the show, so that's always appreciated. I'll say, like, the last show, I'm looking forward to it. I have to talk to you guys about it, but it's the last show of the year. It would be great to do a roundup of 2024, things we've seen that was most impactful. A roundup of what the Duck Awards or whatever. So it's the last show of the weekend. Yes, always a Cowboys fan. I feel bad for you. I really do. Merry Christmas. You deserve it. Yeah, anyway, so last show of the year. So looking forward to it. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're already over 200, but it's time to continue going, get more subscribers. Thank you for listening. We will see you on the next show.
All right. Unpopular celebrities. We're out of here. Peace.